some more.
Yo, what's good, people? Izzy Max here, back again for another Max Double Leagues match. This match is going to be Hub versus John Boy. Hub is currently ranked first at 8-1 plus 30 something. And Johnny, I believe, is ranked fourth. Don't really know his record or his differential, but you see the 6 on the screen. This is the 6 that Hub brought. This is the 6 that John Boy brought. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. This is, of course, pre-recorded and sped up, so it doesn't take forever. But as you see, we are going to see the Urshifu Togetic lead with Venusaur and Bisharp in the back. I think what she brought is actually kind of interesting, seeing that Bisharp hits pretty much everything really hard, kind of except the Arcanine. So I'm excited to see that. Also, I think it's cool that Johnny brought both Justified Pokemon. I don't know if they're both Justified, but we lead with the Persian Blastoise and the Urshifu Togetic. The Urshifu is Choice Band, but it looks like she is going to go ahead and Gigantamax it and go for the Helping Hand to kind of get through the Fake Out. So here we are going to see the Gigantamax on the Urshifu. I think this is the first time she's even maxed the Urshifu, which is kind of cool. Then we are going to see the max on the Blastoise. So I know how this goes. Blastoise is going to end up taking this Max Lightning, as the Fake Out does come out, so Helping Hand was a good play. But the Max Lightning comes out and almost one-shots it, which is crazy huge. But the Max here was super important because the Blastoise does have Max Psychic. Based on the amount of damage, Urshifu would have been able to live it, but barely. So this was actually a really good Max turn. And now, kind of guessing the Blastoise was going to protect. It looks like she is going to target down the Persian. So here comes the Follow Me. As we do see the Charm come out, so that was a good Follow Me. And we see the Max Knuckle, but the Persian is carrying the Chople Berry. So this isn't going to do too terribly much. Wouldn't even have killed. Persian is very bulky physically with the Fur Coat ability. But we do see the Cannonade come out, and it's going to do a big chunk to the Togetic. And Togetic, based on that damage, really only has one turn left because of the Cannonade residual damage. I don't know what it's called. Here we are just going to see another Follow Me. And looks like the Blastoise is going to be the main threat. So here comes the Follow Me. And the Max Lightning comes off again into the Blastoise, killing it. And Togetic is actually going to go down here, but we do get the terrain set again. And Jellicent now is kind of in a weird spot. She is switching in the Weakness Policy Venusaur, as Persian does just come back out here. Now, this is where it got kind of weird because of the Fake Out pressure. So we are going to see Bisharp actually come out, and then the Venusaur is just going to attack the Jellicent. Which, yeah, you kind of need your Urshifu to stay healthy. It really cleans up everything that he has. Urshifu was a very good bring this week. As Giga Drain here does a little more than half, as we see Trick Room get set. Now, this is actually an interesting play because... Oh, excuse me. Because Bisharp is actually faster than most of what he has now. Persian being the fastest thing on the field. I don't think the Venusaur has much speed invested in it this week. So Persian is going to switch out into the Gigalith. And we will see the Will-O-Wisp actually come out from the Jellicent. So that was a very good play and kind of unfortunate. Because here the Brick Break comes off and doesn't do a whole lot. It would have done probably around 50%, maybe a little bit less. But the Jellicent is going to go down here to the next Giga Drain. And this is where things start getting very technical, kind of methodical. So I think he has, I know she'll check, but I think he has like 2 or 3 turns of Trick Room left. So it says, yeah, it says 3. So we know the fake out is coming out from the Persian. So it looks like Hub is just going to go ahead and double protect. Kind of just wasting another turn. If the Gigalith actually had Earthquake, which I don't think it did, but I do believe the game would have been over. Both these mons don't want to take an Earthquake, especially at +2. And then you can kind of, I guess, kind of solo down the Urshifu since the Persian does have Charm. So here now it looks like the Gigalith is just going to be getting doubled. As the Rock Slide unfortunately does miss the Venusaur, but I don't think it would have done too terribly much. I do know this is a very bulky Venusaur. So it is able to get back up to max health. Persian really can't do anything. Its only attacking move is actually the beat up. So you really can't target Bisharp with anything, or else you'll get the Defiant boost and kind of just negate the burn that has already happened. Since this is the last turn of Trick Room, it does look like she is going to just double protect to waste it. Because after the Trick Room is over, he really can't do anything. Since both mons are faster than his only offensive threat. So here is the Rock Slide, and we see another Charm. He doesn't want to reveal Beat Up, but it's kind of obvious that he has it. So now, Iron Head into the Gigalith. Was actually pretty confident it was going to kill, so the Giga Drain is actually going into the Persian, which I thought was a very good play. So the Giga Drain ends up killing the Persian, and now the Iron Head. I don't know if that was a roll, but surprisingly actually KOs through the burn. So here in game 2, she is actually going to change up her lead, but bring the same 4. So Cinderace and Ninetales actually never ended up even being brought. And I think this was a very good kind of pivot, because Urshifu in the back is very, very threatening. And since it is banded, you don't want to have to lock it into a move, because if she locks into fighting, it can hit everything but the Jellicent pretty hard. But if you lock into like Thunder Punch or well, Jellicent I think is going to be immune to 2 of its stabs. So Jellicent was a really good bring. Thunder Punch on the Urshifu does kind of help that a lot. But now we do see the Gallade and Blastoise. So since he maxed the Gallade in game 1, or maxed the Blastoise in game 1, it's kind of a 50-50 what he's actually going to max again. Does he need the Cannonade, residual damage, or does he just want to go full offensive with the Gallade? As you see, this is a different Pokeball, so this is going to be the Gallade being maxed here, which I actually really like, but this is kind of the reason she brought a bulky weakness policy Venusaur. So here she is going to just max the Venusaur and kind of just go to work. This thing is going to do massive damage. We do see the Fake Out. And the Max Mindstorm into the Venusaur, and it lives. And now the weakness policy is going to be procced. And the Vine Lash comes out. It KOs through the Rindo, which is kind of huge. On the other hand, seeing this next turn play, you kind of wish it didn't. So Persian comes out, and it has Fake Out pressure. So she is actually going to double protect. And what's funny is I think he called it, because here's the taunt, and then the Hailstorm is actually going to hit the Togetic. So that was an incredibly crazy play, because he was double targeting the Togetic. If she didn't protect, Gallade was probably dead. But Vine Lash is up and running, so it is doing a lot of residual damage. And now it looks like she almost called the protect here, but does end up firing an attack into the Gallade. And the taunt was very readable, which kind of sucks. So the protect, here comes the taunt. So now Togetic is kind of useless. I'm not going to say it is extremely useless, because this set is actually really, really cool. This is a weird Togetic. So it is actually max HP, max special attack Togetic with a defense boosting nature, I do believe. And it's kind of important as to why. She just wanted to get kills with the Togetic, and we'll see it actually do some work here in the later half of this game. But we do see him switching out the Persian into the Jellicent, and the Togetic into the Bisharp, kind of getting rid of that taunt, as Venusaur does just protect here, and we see the triple axle. So again, he doesn't target the Venusaur, which I'm guessing he actually called the protects, so that is actually really, really big, as the Vine Lash is still doing a lot of damage, and she forgot about terrain, so she is Sucker Punching the Gallade, which does absolutely nothing. Triple Axle here, finally going into the Venusaur, knocking it out. And Jellicent just going, I think, for the Will-O-Wisp. Yeah. So again, Bisharp is burned. But this is where things get actually very interesting. So Urshifu is going to come out here. She knows that she needs to get rid of this Jellicent. So here we will see the Thunder Punch. Remember, this is banded. So no matter what, this is actually going to kill the Jellicent. He sent me his sets, so I kind of know what the spreads are. As he switches out Gallade here, which is fair, expecting the Sucker Punch potentially. And the Thunder Punch actually goes off into the Jellicent. It gets the crit, but after calcing, it doesn't matter, since this is banded. And see a little bit more of burn damage, and Gallade comes out here. So knowing that Psycho Cut or Zen Headbutt is coming in that slot, she switches into the Togetic. And Bisharp, I believe, is still just going for Sucker Punches. I don't think she clicks another move with the Bisharp. So Urshifu comes back, and the Urshifu keeping it in the back is actually big. So if this Togetic were to die, or the Bisharp, Urshifu can come in and just kind of click close combat for the rest of the match. This actually procs the Justified, but Togetic is a monster and lives on 7, and here's the taunt. But now Togetic is able to just try attack and get its first kill of the season, knocking out the Gallade. And now we're just kind of stuck. So just in case the Bisharp Togetic couldn't pick up the kill, she is going to go ahead and proc the Chople Berry. As we see Beat Up only do 1 damage. So the Chople Berry does get procced on the Brick Break. And seeing how much damage this Tri-Attack actually does, it is insane. Does about 25%, but then does get the burn. So this is going to guaranteed kill on the next turn. As she was cheering in the background that Togetic is going to get 2 kills this game, she does protect the Bisharp in order to give the kill to the Togetic. As we see Beat Up only doing another 1 tick of damage. And Togetic is able to knock out the Persian. And this now puts Hub in a very commanding lead. I believe she is 9-1 plus 40 now. And the closest one to her is Matt, who hasn't played his game yet though. But he is 8-1 plus 21. So if that gives you kind of a differential plus record kind of difference. So this is a really good match. I just think Hub kind of just overwhelmed him. She does have a very hard team to prep for. But without further ado, I will see you guys in the next one. It should be me versus Tay. I am playing that here, I think, Saturday. So I'll see you then. Peace.